Happy Saturday, everybody, and in this installment of the lesson series, we're going to talk about Steve Winwood's Can't Find My Way Home. This is recorded with the super group Blind Faith, and I've arranged it for slide guitar. This guitar is tuned in open D, that's D-A-D, F-sharp A-D. I have a capo at the 4th fret, and that's because that's where I sing it, but that puts the tune in F-sharp. Now, if you're on Patreon and you're looking at the tabs, those tabs are going to be written as if we were playing down open. Now, why did I do that? Because actually it's a little easier to play if you're just in open, but for me, I'm so used to it here that I just play it here, and that's the easiest way for me to teach it to you. So, great tune. Let me just play through it once, and then we'll talk about it. Alright, that's the whole thing. So, let's just talk about it. And again, in the tabs, I've given some more consistent finger picking options for you. So, here's how I play it. Let's just talk about the first part. First, let's just go through the chords. So, this first chord, you're going to put your 3rd finger on the 3rd fret of the 5th string. This is the 1st, that's the 6th. So, 5th string. Going to have an open 4. Your 1st finger is going to be on the 1st fret of the 3rd string, and the top 2 strings are open. 2nd chord, you're going to have your 2nd finger on the 5th string at the 2nd fret, and the other fingers stay the same. The only thing that moves is that finger, and then I just move my 2nd finger down to the 1st fret of the 5th string. Everything else stays the same. So, alright, so what am I doing there? I'm just doing like Travis picking. Now, that last chord, then after I do that, I'm hitting the 1st string and then hammering on with my 3rd finger onto the 2nd fret. And that leads me to sliding from the 2nd to the 4th fret with the slide, and just playing the 6th and the 4th string open, because you're going all the way down to D. So, oh, and that I just hammer on there onto the 2nd fret with my 2nd finger on the 5th string. Alright, now the next thing I do is I just simply put my slide on the 3rd fret, and I pretty much keep up this sort of Travis picking. Slide up to the 5th fret, so I'm going 3, 5, and then I have a lick in here. Like that, and I keep the... Okay, what's the lick? I'm going to the 3rd fret on the 1st string, pulling off, 3rd fret on the 2nd string, pulling off, and then sliding up to the 5th fret on the 2nd string, and giving it a little of that. Now, you're going to notice one of the things that everybody has to work on stuff, and I do too, and one of the things I've been working on, and this comes from me playing lap steel some. A lot of times lap steel players will only let the slide touch the string they're playing unless they're doing big chords and movements like that or slants. So, I've been only allowing this slide to go up as far as it needs to, up that way. So, that means I can really utilize the lower strings. All right, and you can see how that can work. So use some of these licks as exercises and only try to let the tip of your slide go as far as you need to vertically up the fingerboard, okay? Because it'll make life easier. You know, so I'm still anchoring and I'm letting the slide be at more of a slant because I'm only putting this part of it here. As long as I'm got it in the right position. But then when I go here, you can see that I'm then you do that again, right? Just do the same thing again. This. Now, what did I do there? Well, that's a whole nother lick. So what did I do? All right, so what's happening is I'm going up to the 5th fret on the 1st string, playing down to the 4th, sliding down, and then I'm playing the 1st string open, 2nd string open, 3rd string, 1st finger on the 1st fret, pull it to open, and then 4th string. Now, I have a tendency to stop the bass. I'm working on that. Sometimes when you work on something like that, you have to go very slow. So that's the way I work on things. I would encourage you, if you're having a hard time with something, slow it down. Nobody runs before they walk, right? So, and I'm still having problems with that lick, and I came up with a lick. I just love it. Yeah, it sounds good just like that, but I'd like to be able to keep the bass running while I'm doing it. Now, the next part of the tune, we're going to simply go to the 5th fret. The 7th, and then open. All right, now, so you can do several things after you go back open again. I would suggest staying major, like in the major pentatonic realm at that point, just as far as sound. Now the other works fine too, you know that. And I'm going to give you some options for in there, but first, you know, all you're doing is you're doing the Travis picking. 5, 7, and then open. Put a lick in there of some kind. Now, that's probably one of the more challenging parts of this tune, is you're going to run the bass behind the slide, which is always kind of weird. So, how does that work? I'm getting a weird feeling in my finger. Probably because I'm doing that. Now, the chord is in E minor, and here's how I'm playing it. I'm going to go to the 2nd fret on the 6th string with my 2nd finger. I'm going to block off the 5th string and not play it, and I use the fat on my 6th finger to do that. Alright, now my 3rd finger's on the 2nd fret of the 4th string, and my 1st finger's on the 1st fret of the 3rd string, and everything else is open except for the 5th string. And then I'm going to slide up to the 5th fret. Alright, and sort of how do I get that? Can't find my way home. That part. So I'm sliding up here to the 5th fret, picking. Then I'm going to lay my first finger down on the 4th fret of the 6th string and play it, and keep the slide at the 5th fret of all the other strings. And then 2nd fret of the 6th string, and keep your slide there at the 5th fret. Now I'm going to tell you something. That's actually a minor chord. That's an E minor 7th. Right? So, and then we're going to go open. And that's the tune. That's the whole tune. Now let's talk about some licks that you could use in there. Now these are not in the tab, but they're good licks. You can use them. You know, you've got the... You can do stuff like that, going back and forth between 4 and 5 on the 1, and then open. So you've got that, right? Where you go 4, 5, 4, open, and then 2nd string, 2nd fret hammer, open 1st string, and then 5th fret on the 2nd string. All right, that kind of lick. You could also do the old 3 off 1st string, 3 off 2nd string, and then 5 on the 2nd string. You can also go now. You can take some neat licks from people like Crying Sam Collins, Robert Johnson, and put them in there. I mean, they're really cool. Right? That's a Crying Sam Collins lick. Go back to one of my lessons on Crying Sam and you'll see that. And they may all be on Patreon. I'm not sure. Anyway, at any rate, that's what you got. And it's all that kind of stuff. So if you want to stay major pentatonic, you're going to want to concentrate on the 1st fret, 1st open 1st string, 2nd fret, 4th fret, 5th fret, 7th fret, 9th fret, and then 12th fret. Okay, which I'm not going to go to the way I have this guitar set up. Alright, now, one of the cool things, you can do a lot of those licks like guys like Derek Trucks and Ariel Posen do, and Joey Landreth, where, and of course AJ Gent, where you're going... Right? So, you can practice that technique. And the way I've practiced that, and it's new to me as well because I'm mostly a traditional slide player. As far as, and I say traditional, I'm just talking about types of music. I'm going to take this off now so I can show you just a quick little lesson on that. We'll get more into this style later. One of the things, I was watching Ariel Posen give a lesson on YouTube the other day, and he had the neatest little exercise. You pick a major scale. Right? And you just see how far up you can go. And see if you can get up and how much volume you can keep without plucking the string again. Right? Another thing, Joey Landreth. I was watching a little bit about him. And his idea is how you approach a note and how you come off of a note. Okay? So how do I approach a note? You can play, say I'm going to the 4th fret. Right? So I can approach it, just be right there. But with the slide, I can kind of vocally approach it. Let's say we want to go from the bottom. That's an approach. I can come down. Right? How do I come out of a note? Do I go up? Do I go down? Do I just stop so I can come out of that same 4th fret? I'm making a lot of noise, but you get the idea. You can go into a note, say the 5th fret on the 1st string. I mean, go in from the bottom. But I'm aiming for the 5th fret on the 2nd string, sorry. And come down from the top. It's the same thing as that sort of Dwayne Allman sound, right? So think about these things as you're playing through this tune, as you're playing through any tune and arranging any tune for slide guitar. And that's all this is an arrangement of Can't Find My Way Home by myself so that I can perform it and play it. Give it some thought and have a good week, guys, and I hope you enjoy this. And like I said, the tabs are available over on Patreon. You're more than welcome to go over there and become a member. It's $1 a month. If you don't want to do that and you just prefer watching me on YouTube, please like and subscribe. It'll help me out with the channel an awful lot. All of your support is helpful to me. And if you have comments, please put them out there. Questions, put them out there. All right, guys, I'll see you next week.